Welcome to the Diamond X Open here at a glorious Cumberwell Park. Luke Joy sits atop the leaderboard with opening rounds of 62 and 66. He's just putting the finishing touches to his warm-up behind me, but there's a whole leaderboard of talent waiting to catch him. There are plenty of birdies and eagles to be had out there, so let's head over to your commentators for a thrilling final round.
Thanks very much, Kit. Joy making the most of his invitation to play here, and he takes a 3-shot lead over Scotland's Ryan Campbell into the final 18. Two more Scots, Sam Lock and Neil Fenwick, are in a group on 10 under, which is completed by Will Enifer and the very experienced Laurie Canter. Now, the equally experienced John Morgan is not with us this week because he has been playing in the tournament. Let's see how he's been getting on.
Well, everybody, final day, third round here at Cumberwell Park. Fourth tournament of the year with the PGA EuroPro Tour. I've made the cut. Can you Adam and Eve it? 4 under par, scraped through by the skin of his teeth.
From Cleveland Golf Club, John Morgan.
Cheers, mate. That's gone. Oh, he's on to the edge. My God.
Well, despite a double bogey start, John is level for the day and 4 under for the tournament as he plays the last. Now, Luke Joy has had an early bogey at the second, while Hugo Dobson was out in 30, started for home with birdies at 10 and 11, and with 5 to play, he's 12 under. So from 3 ahead overnight, Joy now leads by just 1. The top 7 players, all covered by 3 shots, as we get into the action, alongside Scott Drummond and Gary Ellis. This is Laurie Canter, 65 and 67 so far for him, but he's just had a double bogey 6 at the second.
Be keen to get one back here with this birdie putt. Yeah, local boy Laurie knows the course well.
So let's take a look at the first of the par 3s, 158 yard, third hole. Elevated tee, got to be a little bit careful because the wind swirls around off the back of the sand. Then you play down and the green slopes quite severely from the back to the front, making the putting quite tricky. Wide green, not very deep, club selections all important, but if you get it right, chance of a 2.
2 pars to start for Campbell after his rounds of 66 and 65.
Just a very short iron for these guys playing this yardage. Be taking dead aim like that one.
Yeah, lovely swing here, easy little, very lofted club, probably no more than a 9 iron down the hill. And as you can see, taking dead aim there.
Now the leader, Joy, first look at him. Dropped to 1 in the first 2. Be keen to get that back as soon as possible. Usually very good with his short irons. Oh, great distance there, just a little bit wide.
Now, who's this promising youngster?
Yeah, Mr. Morgan. Second to 18, up the hill. Got to get the club in right here. Oh, fantastic shot. Using the slope really well.
That must have had some serious chubby checker.
Yeah, and that could lead to the late twist of a birdie at the last to break par for the day for the second time this week.
That'd be a nice way to finish for our man John. Now Dobson, absolutely flying today. Looking to finish strong as well. Tricky hole location there.
66 and 67 for Jack Colgate, all pars so far today.
Colgate's rounded swing as he throws the ball up. Beautiful blue sky. Good shot.
Now, Sam Lock opened with a 62 to share the lead, then took 70 yesterday.
Long birdie attempt here, down the hill. Yeah, judged the pace very well. Course in magnificent shape this week.
So it looks like it's going to be 3 straight pars to start for him. John Morgan looking for his closing birdie. Well done, John. 3 shots gone in the first 2 holes, but he kept on battling and had 7 birdies, the last of which sees him round in 70.
What a queer day, mate. What a queer day that was.
You just finished with a birdie. How do you assess the week as a whole?
Ecstatic, really, mate. Absolutely surprised, as you like. Well, you know, surprised. You know, the standards, as we all know, EuroPro's awesome. So it's like, you know, this course is going to give it up as well. The weather was dormant, you know, first day, so that everyone was going low. Yesterday was a bit windy, and today, well, second from first out, overlapped him on the 8th, which was nice. Got a nice little run on, and yeah. Here we are, 1 under par from your last round. Happy days.
Good stuff. How's the course playing as the leaders look to get into their final round?
Well, they're going to find it difficult, Kit, because those pins are like just a couple of yards off left and right all day long. I mean, wind might pick up a little bit in the afternoon, which will cause havoc for the players, but you know, I need to sharpen up a few things. I need to get my ball striking, but the driver was good. I was happy with it. Surprised to make the cut. Yes, I am. And yeah, really enjoyed it. I want to have another go now.
Wonderful to see you back out there with a card in your hand, John. Well played, mate.
Cheers, Kit. Top man, buddy. Love you, bud.
Good stuff, mate.
Nice little bromance building there. Yeah, well done, John. Now Dobson right on the edge of the bunker here. Plenty of green to work with. Looking for that to move in a little bit from the right. Pretty well judged.
Yeah, from 9 behind at the start of the day, he's only trailing by 1 now.
Yeah, this course is giving up the birdies, like John said. The defence today is the pin positions. Colgate, after his approach, this for a birdie.
Will be his first of the day if he gets it. Just got there.
Joy's given himself a great opportunity to bounce straight back with a birdie here on the par 3 third. He's 15 feet just right of the pin. From here, slightly uphill initially, then picking up pace around the hole. He's going to want to move about 2 cups from right to left.
Yeah, it's a strange putt from here. You feel you want to be aggressive with that first bit uphill, but once it gets to the hole, you can easily lose it and go a few feet past. This for the birdie. Yeah. Well done, Luke. That picks up that shot that he's dropped early on. May just settle any early round nerves.
And with that going in, Dobson needs to tidy this one up to stay within 2.
Yeah, just needs to keep it in the left half of the hole. Nicely done.
Now Campbell, we saw his approach, very aggressive on this tight pin on the 3rd. This one's going to move a little bit from his left. Again, got to be careful with the pace. Yeah, no sweat. Fantastic birdies.
Greens are certainly running beautifully today.
So a par bogey birdie start for Joy leaves him 2 ahead. Campbell's birdie at the 3rd sees him join Dobson in a share of 2nd place. Billy Hemstock and Sebi Benson both going along nicely. And on his home course, Steve Surrey is in with a 66. Now Luke Joy had an eagle 2 on this hole earlier in the tournament, the only player to do that so far this week.
Yeah, there's a little run of holes here, 4 through 7, which are all great birdie chances. Get it in play off the tee. He's gone with the driver, aggressive play. That's a long way up there. Just a very short shot in. So we take a look at his swing here, Gary.
Yeah, it's beautiful balance. I always thought Luke Joy's got an excellent swing. There really aren't any bad swings. The quality of golf on this EuroPro Tour now and the quality of the swings is really exceptionally good.
Lawrence Allen was the joint leader after a 62 in the first round, but a 71 yesterday dragged him down a bit.
Yeah, he'll be looking to go low again in these good conditions, but it's all about who's going to be brave on these tight pins. And there's bravery right there.
Yes, they certainly have been set 1 or 2 challenges. Pins are really tucked in the corners as we take a look at Locke coming out of the first cut of rough. Looked as though he got good contact on that. Indeed he did, but it just shows green slopes away, can't get the spin, and nearly pitched it in the hole, and now only an inch on the back of the green.
Locke, you may remember, won the silver medal in the Open Championship at Carnoustie last summer, the only amateur, in fact, to make the cut.
Campbell here with his approach to the 4th. Again, coming downwind, out of the rough. Just struggling to control it and get it close to that front pin, but not a bad effort. Long range birdie putt. Joy. Great drive, found the fairway. He'll be looking to send this one in tight to the flag. Trying to go back-to-back birdies. Yeah, super shot, great control.
It really shows the importance of being on the short grass to be able to control the ball.
Yeah, especially when you've got some breeze behind you.
4 pars to start for Alan, but it's not a day when pars are going to do you much good. You need to start making some birdies. Here's his chance to do it, and he's managed it.
Yeah, very good birdie there, rewarded with a great approach. Very brave taking on that back right pin. Now lock. Long range attempt. Leaving the flag in for this one, as a lot of guys do these days. Just looking for it to come back a little bit at the end, which it would have.
Now Dobson has made a birdie on 15. If he can squeeze out maybe 2 more in the last 3 holes, he might just have a chance here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Michael. And this looks as though it's on its way. Online, yeah, very nicely online, but probably come up about 25 feet short.
Campbell now. Slightly down the hill at the 4th here for birdie. Has he given in enough? Just run out of steam, bang on line.
Dobson is making another final round charge, just as he did at Harleyford. Here on the par 3 16th green, he's got 30 feet for birdie. It's uphill, it is quite slow. We've seen guys come up short from this kind of putt already today. What's more, it looks like there's a massive swing, but I don't think the slow speed of that uphill putt is going to swing as much as he might think.
Yeah, it's a tricky hole location, tough to get close. So he has got 30 feet here, as Kit said.
He's birdied it in both rounds so far. What a hat-trick this would be.
Well, that's a good effort. 17 and 18 are birdie chances, so he's not out of it yet.
Yeah, it was a closing 65 at Harleyford the Kit was referring to. Got him into a share of 7th.
Hugo, 8 under par for the final round. Stunning stuff. What's been the key to that?
Putting, definitely. Yeah. These boys probably say I haven't actually hit it very well today, but yeah, I've kind of knifed the chip and it's gone in, and then playing really well, and then finally actually starting to hit some better shots. So hopefully a good finish. And see what happens. Yeah.
13 under now, 17 and 18 to go. How legitimate are birdie chances are they?
Well, they've just moved the tee up, so I'm guessing you can probably get close, or if not on 17 today, so it's definitely a good chance. And then 18 is only a wedge, you get a drive away, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Great stuff so far. Go and post a number.
Lock now on the 4th. Saw his long putt come off a little short. This to save his par. Well, that's a real disappointment on this short 4th.
Yeah, and on a day when the scoring is so good, you just can't let your first move be a backward one.
Luke Joy. This one just under 3 feet for his birdie. Ooh, that wasn't a very pretty stroke. He won't be pleased.
So Joy is where he started the day at 14 under, but now that's just 1 clear of Dobson. Jamie Rutherford has now joined Hemstock and Benson on 10 under. They're all 5 under for the day. Now in between rounds, John has been out and about in nearby Bath.
Nice little stroll around this beautiful place, Bath City, and now it's the Bath City Tour. I'm going to see a mate of mine up the top.
Hello, mate. How are
Dave
you?
Dixon in the house, everybody. Winner at Harleyford. Not a bad knock, mate, was it, eh?
It's King David who reigns at Harleyford.
When you were coming up through the ranks, what was an inspiration for you, bud?
Well, my dad, when I was younger,
Yeah.
because he was just a really decent man. He guided me on my path to being half decent at golf. But yeah, unfortunately, he got taken terminally ill when I was just about 20. And
How did you deal with that as a golfer as well, coming through? Did you take a little break? Or
yeah, I
what you
did.
do?
I actually took a couple of years off, and then luckily I had some good people that we knew from the county scene who suggested that get back into golf, which is obviously the best thing I did. Sort of picked up where I left off, and then got playing for England and won the silver medal and then turned pro and never looked back.
Inspirations now, have they changed? Goals?
Met Laura now and she's really super inspiring, and I think it's paid off with the golf because she's caddying for me a bit as well now, so we're having a bit of fun doing that. To be honest, I'm taking a bit more of a chilled approach to golf. I'm just going to work on getting some enjoyment back into it, so we'll see.
Thank you very much, mate. Thanks
pleasure.
for the tour. How did you feel about it? What do you reckon?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
Lovely weather.
Yeah,
Couldn't
beautiful,
wish for a
wasn't it?
better day, really.
Lovely, isn't it? Go on, mate. Off you go.
Welcome back to Cumberwell Park, where Luke Joy is still out in front, but the chasing pack are showing what kind of score could be out there today in the final round of the Diamond X Open.
Cumberwell Park is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, and I am surrounded by the James clan, the owners and founders of the club. Adrian, just tell us a bit about the history and how it all began.
Well, we've been a family dairy farm for over 50 years. And approximately 30 years ago, the decision was made that it was probably time to diversify, and that was when the first plans were drawn up for the development of Cumberwell.
Chris, how has everything evolved through the years?
Well, following the construction of the original golf course, we then saw a market for a par 3 course, which would help us with encouraging members who found the main courses difficult, and this has helped us achieve and maintain our England performance centre status.
Charlie, there's many big plans for the future. What's next on the agenda?
Obviously the first thing is the back 9 for the par 3 course, take that to an 18-hole par 3 course, which is quite exciting, and then we're also looking at plans for doubling the size of the driving range and additional facilities over there.
Lucy, it's the 25th anniversary, but of course it's important to keep innovating and to keep appealing to people. What are you doing to celebrate that landmark?
So we're looking to do a dinner with our members where we have 2 Olympian speakers, and we're also doing a quiz, golf competitions, and also this year we have actually commissioned a new website to make sure that our photographs and all our content is up to date for the 25th year.
Matt, it's the 6th time we've come here to Cumberwell Park. As the course manager, what's it been like for you to host an event like this?
It's incredible that we're sat here and it's the 6th year that we've actually hosted this event. When we first started talking about it, it seemed really quite daunting to host an event like this, to see our course on national television. It's actually something that we've become accustomed to. The team really enjoys getting involved and seeing the benefits of their hard work.
Fantastic. John, you're the only man sat at the table without the surname James, but you're the head pro. You've been here for the entirety of the 25 years. What's it been like to be a part of that journey?
Well, I think it's, for my team and myself, it's been a great journey. It was initially from really quite small beginnings, and we didn't really have an idea of how big it was going to get and how much of an opportunity it would give not just my team, but also so many members. And that's what Cumberwell provides. It provides an opportunity for us to really supply the game of golf to so many new people. It is such a pleasure to be involved with Cumberwell, and what a benefit for the area. It really is, Kit. It's a fantastic venue.
Thanks, John. Well, it's wonderful to see everyone around the table celebrating. It's awesome to be here for the 25th anniversary. Let's head back out to the course.
And as we pick it up again, Luke Joy has parred the 5th, as has Ryan Campbell. Meanwhile, Jamie Rutherford and Freddie Price have both moved to 11 under as they look to post a target. Hugo Dobson has the same objective in mind, but only 2 holes left in which to improve his score.
Yeah, some guys are going deep. Luke will be aware of that. Now, 6th hole. Again, get your tee shot away. And it's a good birdie chance with a short iron in. That's what he's done. Landed the left side of the fairway. All comes back to the middle. Another great tee shot from Joy.
Yeah, he's certainly swinging very, very well as we have a look at Laurie Canter. This for his birdie.
Yeah, 2 shots went at the 2nd, but he's already got both of them back.
Dobson in the front greenside bunker on the drivable par 4 17th. He's not got a lot of green to work with, just a couple of paces of green beyond this raised lip in the bunker. The ball is lying nicely though, and it's on an upslope. With softish greens, he should be able to get enough action to stop this one close to the hole.
Yeah, these sort of bunker shots should be bread and butter to these guys. Practice them all day long. Still under the pressure. Final few holes, got to execute. And that one has come out a little soft on him. That'll be disappointing.
As you say, Scott, he will be disappointed with that, because normally they're almost looking more to hole them than not get it on the green.
Should just mention the cut fell at 4 under. David Dixon and Michael Lundberg, the winners of the last 2 events, both missed out. So did Rocco Sanjust. He had a 64. He was only 2 off the lead. Then a 75 and missed by 1.
Yeah, some very low scoring. Campbell not quite connecting with that one. Just coming up on the front of the green. Joy in the perfect spot here. Straight down the flag. Already hit a couple of wedge shots close. Needs to find another one, which he has. Pepper in the flag.
That close enough for you, Scott?
Close enough for him, I think.
Third one of the week.
Yeah, I mentioned Joy was the only player to have an eagle 2 at the 4th all week. Well, he also did it yesterday at the 6th, which we've just seen him playing. Again, he's the only one to have done that in this tournament.
Yeah, he's certainly got his eye in with his wedges. Got a great feel for him. Now Canter at the 7th. Pin high left. Decent effort there.
Yeah, it certainly was, as we take a look at Ryan Campbell's birdie attempt. Front of the green, just up over the little false front. And that little rise just fooled him a bit there.
Now Dobson, this for birdie. Saw him come out of the bunker just a little short. He's not too far away. This is very makeable.
Would have got him into a tie for the lead.
Yeah, that'll be disappointing with this forward tee on 17. Guys know they can reach. Just got to avoid that large front bunker. That's a disappointing par for him.
Now, Ryan Campbell looking to avoid his first dropped shot of the day.
Yeah, his first putt was very slow. Well, that looked like a good effort. Just didn't get enough of the hole. And that is a drop shot.
Went from very slow to very hard.
Yeah, he was trying to rattle that one in. Again, a disappointing bogey. Now Canter. We saw the tee shot on the par 3 7th to here. Another superb roll. This boy can go low.
Well, what a turnaround. 3 birdies in 5 holes now since that wretched double bogey he had at the 2nd. Luke Joy, 31 years of age, represents Yas Links, Abu Dhabi. Had a couple of wins on the MENA Tour. His favourite course, Royal St George's, multiple venue of the Open Championship. And his favourite player, the former US Open champion, Justin Rose.
Really enjoy my golf again, as I'm sure many of the golfers out here. There's peaks and troughs to professional sport, so there's definitely times where you just go, what on earth is happening? But it's just nice when you finally get a bit of reinforcement that it's working out quite well.
You're based full-time over in Abu Dhabi now. How much does that help being in that kind of environment?
It's really good from sort of October onwards, I'd say. I have actually escaped recently because it is about 45 degrees there now. And I'm quite a sweaty person at the best of times, so don't look my best at this time of year in Abu Dhabi. So it's quite nice to be a little bit chilly and back in the UK.
Playing a lot of golf in South Africa on the Sunshine Tour and the Middle East on the MENA Tour. How different is that to the tours in the UK and Europe?
Massive. Like the yardages you play in, altitudes you play at, the weather you play at. It's just a really good way to learn how to play golf in all different aspects of sort of what's thrown at you, you know. So. Yeah, it's a great experience, so it can only benefit you.
You lost in a playoff here in 2014. How would it feel to go one better and get the trophy today?
Yeah, great. I mean, I got my dad's come up from Dorset this morning. I think it's the first time he's watched me since I was playing in Dubai or something like that, so it would be cool if we can get the job done today. But again, it's work in progress. We're just going to try and keep plodding along and keep improving.
Yeah, he listed St George's as his favourite course there, and of course the Open Championship is going back there next year, so may have one eye on qualifying for that.
I'm sure he will. He can just clean up this short one for birdie. Well done. Extends his lead.
Yeah, and for the first time, Joy is now in red figures for the day and 2 clear of Dobson. Conor O'Neill has gone out in 31 to join that growing group, sharing third on 11 under. Billy Hemstock, a familiar EuroPro Tour face of recent years, has completed a 66.
Now, Joy on the par 3 7th. Again, lovely hole this one. You look down onto the green, everything in front of you. Again, relatively short iron for these players with the elevation. So another chance of picking something up.
This hole played the easiest of the par 3s over the first 2 rounds.
Campbell looking to get his drop shot back immediately at this hole. And he's given himself a great chance there.
Jack Colgate, his third shot here on the 9th. As you can see, just off and underneath the green. Flipping it nicely up in the air, and a very nice result.
Perfect drive from Dobson up the 18th here. He's in the left-hand side of the fairway, which is perfect for that right-hand pin position. It's only 94 yards, so it's just a flick with a wedge to this uphill green. He is going to have to land it just right of the pin though, perhaps even in the apron, just so it hops back on and comes down that slope towards the hole on the natural undulations of the green.
Yeah, you've really got to trust the yardage that you've got in here. Can't see the bottom of the flag. You can see the scoreboard behind and the buildings. Got to get your number, commit to it, get it all the way back there without too much spin, and that's a good effort.
He's been a winner on the EuroPro Tour before, won at Frilford Heath 2 years ago and was second at East Sussex last year, one behind Irishman Tim Rice.
Good action there with the wedge, controlling it in, taking some spin off the ball.
As we scoodle back to Luke Joy, where we saw his shot finishing on the front of this 7th green. Not a lot of movement on this putt. As you could see, he thought that there would be. It always looks as though there's going to be more from left to right, but there never is.
Colgate on the 9th. It's par 5 to finish the front 9. This for birdie. Yeah, just grabs the right edge. A little bit weak on pace, tried to get away from him.
And that takes him out in 33.
Dobson, this for an incredible round to get within 1. This for birdie, 3 to finish.
So 7 birdies and 8 holes at one stage, although he did have his only dropped shot in the middle of that run. One more birdie followed on 15, a wonderful 63, but probably not quite good enough. We will see.
Yeah, a couple of chances. Those last 2 holes just gone all right. Now Campbell, decent approach to the par 3 7th. Can he convert this one for birdie? Yeah, gets his drop shot straight back. Well done.
So that leaves Campbell 3 behind. Luke Joy has really steadied the ship after a slightly nervy start. The waiting game begins now for Hugo Dobson after he just missed that putt on the last, which would have given him a closing 62. And look at Jamie Rutherford, now 12 under as he plays the last.
The approach on the 8th hole is one of the prettiest shots on the golf course. Ali, what do the guys have to do to knock one in close here?
Obviously, tee shot's vital here. You've got some trees down the right and a water hazard down the left. So if the guys can get themselves in a good position on the fairway, they will be thinking about making birdie. The pin can be tucked away on the right-hand side, another large green area, so getting in the right portion of the green is important.
Superb stuff. A beautiful hole, one of many here at Cumberwell Park.
Yeah, 8 and 15. A couple of tricky par 4s on this course. Joy looking to get the tee shot around about 250 minimum. Gives you a clear view of the green. He's chasing that one, but it's down the left side a little bit.
You know, local knowledge is a big asset round here. Players from Cumberwell Park finished 2nd, 3rd and 4th here last year behind Mark Young. And it's a course Luke Joy played a lot in his early years, so plenty of local knowledge for him to use today as well.
As we see Freddie Price on the par 3 16th. Pretty aggressive there, and looking very tidy.
Now, since we last saw Canter, he's parred the 8th and is now playing a hole he's birdied in both rounds so far.
Yeah, guy's really looking to make mincemeat of the par 5s, but slightly out of position here. We've seen how quick this one's down the hill when Colgate played. And that one's the same. Great for pace, just a little wide.
Ryan Campbell put his tee shot in the perfect spot there, although a little further back, leaving him a bit longer club, but I think he likes the look of it. Yep, pretty good uphill putt for his birdie, although as you can see he was slightly annoyed that he was a bit right with it.
No joy. Just coming out of the semi-rough, no problem getting it up and over that tree. Just a short iron. Another shot flagged. He's finding his rhythm now.
Now, Freddie Price dropped a shot at the 3rd, but then birdied 7 of the next 9, including 4 in a row coming towards the turn.
Yeah, just coming off the bank here. Lovely little pitch, aggressive with it. Probably fancied making this one as well. Old pencil behind the ear. A bit like the old Sam Torrance used to do it.
Jesper Parnevik as well. I think maybe it was a tee he kept behind his ear. Something up there anyway.
Yeah, no, Campbell disgruntled with the approach. Can he make a long one? Well, he gave it a good roll. Just slid past the side.
Canter's birdie putt down the green. On the move pretty quickly. Players of this caliber, they just know the moment the ball leaves your putter that you've not hit it hard enough.
Yeah, it's an instant feedback. Now, Joy for birdie on 8. Always a good birdie if you can make one here, and he does. Another good stroke, and he gains another shot on the field.
How important was that bounce back birdie on the 3rd after the 5 on 2?
Yeah, it was good. I had a bit of everything, licorice all sorts on the 2nd. Had a bit of a pull-hook and a shank and all sorts. So 5 was actually a really good score. So to bounce back was always nice.
And now coming into 9 to 12, a really vital part of the course, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This hill's getting bigger every week as the week goes on. But yeah, just got to keep focusing and do what we're doing. So
great stuff. Cheers, Luke. Keep it going.
So Joy's 3rd birdie in the last 6 holes sees him re-establish a firm grip on things, now leading by 3 shots once again. Dobson is in the clubhouse on 13 under, but really the threat is likely to be from those with holes to play. Benson and Rutherford are both finished and both signed for a 65. Now, John Morgan's had some great moments at Cumberwell Park over the years. He's even had a hole-in-one here.
I tell you what, go on my son, go on my son.
What?
Go on!
And John has challenged Ali James, the golf manager here, to a shootout on the par 3 course at Cumberwell Park, but with every club picked blind from the bag.
Moment of truth.
Putter.
Mate, I think he's definitely got the short straw.
Lob wedge. Right, lobber. This is when I wish my lob wedge had about 3 inches longer than standard in the shaft.
I reckon you can get there with that.
Soft insert in those.
Yeah.
I mean, might come out a bit dead. Add in the loft, look at this. Oh, that is hot to trot. If that is the bunker, might hit the lip, do something funky. Oh, man. Right.
The door's open.
The door's ajar.
Can you,
now,
what do you reckon, 120 to the front?
yeah. Right. I might actually do the Happy Gilmore. Try and get the extra length. Right. Tall, strong, actually. Keep the coat on, it's cold. Well, I'm gonna have to hood it. Trying to de-loft it.
Oh, look at that.
Go, ball, go. Oh, don't spin. Yes! Come on. Last go, wasn't it? Mate, I ripped it.
I ripped it, Roger. Great shot.
I'll take that, so that's 1-0 to me. At the death, I take out Ali James. Come on.
Hugo Dobson has posted the target, but it's Luke Joy who's very much in control as he approaches the turn at Cumberwell Park. Welcome back to the Diamond X Open, the fourth tournament of the season on the EuroPro Tour. Now, Robert Burleson was joint winner of the Tour's Q School earlier this year, and he's been talking to John.
Oh, look at that. Looks like I'm eating a mankini. Look at that.
Quality that
Look
is.
at that. This is what you get in Bath. Springs. Unbelievable. Mate, heaven.
Oh, this is pure.
Well, Robert Burleson in the house, everybody. This man, well, you won Q School, bud, at Fulford Heath, 2019.
Yeah.
Winner.
Great start to the season, yeah. Couldn't have asked for any more, really. You have a good result like that, and it just, you know, it brings that confidence. Obviously not quite the same as a normal tour win. Just looking to push on from there, really, to hopefully contend and maybe win one.
Well, who have you been leaning on for confidence as well? Coach? Mum, Dad?
My dad coaches me, so...
Oh, did he? Oh, nice, man.
He's here caddying this week. I obviously talked with him a lot about it. He's been a pro for a lot of years, PGA Pro, played to a decent standard himself, so he's tried to sort of bring me up with a good perspective, and he's always, you know, very understanding, very supportive. So yeah, he's been massive in my upbringing.
Well, thank you, Robert. That's Robert Burleson, everybody. And now it's time for a dip in it, Rob.
Let's go in, yeah.
Let's go in, man. Come on, boss. Well, it's over and out from me and Robert Burleson here in the Thermal Spa here in Bath. Absolutely gorgeous. Take care, everybody.
Well, Luke Joy parred the ninth to be out in 33, and on 16 under he's 3 ahead of Hugo Dobson. Freddie Price has had his 8th birdie of the day. He's 6 under for the round, so is Jamie Dick, and they're both now alongside Scottish pair Conor O'Neill and Ryan Campbell at 12 under par.
Ali, the 10th is a short par 4. Just talk us through the risk and reward decision that the players are going to have to make when they reach this tee.
Well, you're right, Kit. It's a classic risk-reward hole here. Depending on how the players' rounds go in, they're going to have a decision to make on whether they pull out a wood and have a go for the green, or play safe with an iron and leave themselves a wedge shot to set up a birdie chance.
It's a beautiful course. Playing a bit softer this week, though, how's that going to affect this particular decision?
Well, the last couple of years, the guys who've been here before have been hitting 3, 4, 5 irons down onto the green with how firm it's been. So they're not going to be able to do that this year. It's definitely going to be a wood to be able to get onto the green, or a 5 or a 6 iron to lay up and leave themselves about 60, 70 yards for that birdie opportunity.
You've got the 2 options in your hand there. If you were in contention going into the back 9 in the final round, which one would you go for?
I think if within a couple of shots of the lead, it's a 5 iron for me, and just lay up, give yourself a birdie chance, and then go into the rest of the back 9.
A very sensible play. Will our leaders go for the percentage play off the tee here as well?
Well, here's Campbell, and it looks to me like he's taking it on. He's going to give it a rip. As Ali said, an iron in previous years has chased onto the green, not this year. And that one's going left. There is room over there, but you've got to get very lucky.
So we jump forward to the 11th. This little one for Jack Colgate and his birdie. Should be a formality, and it is.
It's one of those holes you feel you really have to make a birdie or you're losing ground to the field.
Yeah, definitely. 11 and 12, very reachable par 5s. Plenty of eagles on show, and here you can see Allen. Massive drive across the corner. When you're confident with the line, you can leave yourself a pretty short shot in, but he doesn't like that one. It's going to do okay for him, just short of the green.
Joined 7th at Mannings Heath was his best result last year, after a 66 in the second and, as it turned out, final round.
Now, Luke Joy, playing the 10th, has gone for the safer option with the middle iron. Just pushing it into the green. Absolutely pin high, safely in the middle of the green. Very good.
Campbell is in massive trouble here over on the left of the 10th. It's a short drivable par 4. Options to lay up, but where he is in this tournament, he felt he had to make something happen. He went for it, pulled it slightly, and I'm honestly not sure what he can do from here. He's going to struggle to get into it. We've got branches overhanging. This might be an unplayable lie, and then chipping back out for 3. Even that's not going to be easy though. A 5 from here is a wonderful score.
Yeah, it's going to take some magic to save. Dropping 2 shots. Now you can see he's taken a penalty drop within 2 club lengths, dropping it from knee height, which is the new rule. And just hoping to get this one back in play, probably not looking for the green. Well, I don't think that one's safe. It's all unfolding for him on this very short par 4 10th. Now Alan, we saw he didn't quite catch his approach into this par 5, left it just short of the green. Yeah, nicely controlled pitch. Little bit of work to do for the birdie though.
If he does make it, it'll be the 3rd day in a row he's birdied that hole. Now back to Campbell's woes on 10.
Yes, as Scott told us, he could only sort of chip out backwards and sideways, and well, all we can say is that he's slowly getting nearer to the putting surface.
Canter is such an experienced player. Played in the Open at Birkdale the summer before last, which was won by Jordan Spieth. And Canter closed with a 68 to finish in an extremely respectable tie for 37th.
Yeah, he's a quality player, as we know. And from there, that is a big mistake. Massive drive across the corner. He'd have been eyeing an eagle there. Back to Campbell, 5th shot now. Straightforward chip and run. Got to get this up and down. Drop no more than 2 shots. With the 2 par 5s to come, he could still potentially go eagle-eagle. Well, that's a good effort, but that is such a tight pin, and that is a tough putt for double bogey coming up.
A look at Laurie Canter, as I said, very experienced, but still only 29 years of age, and another player representing the home course. Had a strong amateur career with a couple of notable wins there, and clearly enjoys the high life: red wine, skiing and rugby.
It's been a while since I've been playing the EuroPro, but I think it's, I mean, it obviously provides a great grounding. You've seen so many guys play it, do well, move on. People like Jordan Smith and Tyrrell and stuff. So, yeah, it's been a kind of, I would say I feel like I've made a lot of progress playing out on the main tour, but it's yeah, it's obviously I still need more to kind of get out there and really solidify my position on the main tour.
How has your golf improved from those experiences you're getting at the top level?
Obviously, as you go up the ladder, the value of one shot becomes more and more. So I think really kind of fighting for that shot, you know, in all areas of your game. And I think, to be fair, I've done that. I think I've become like a smarter golfer.
What's been the highlight of your European Tour experience so far?
I'd have to say the British Open in 2017, yeah. I kind of turned up to the Open not feeling like too overwhelmed by it. I was able to play really quite well that week. I think I finished 35th in the end, but yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, anytime you play it, it was my 2nd time playing the Open, and my 1st time I think I finished dead last after 2 days, or 2nd last, and I had a bit of a difficult experience. I remember, you know, being pretty upset about that. So yeah, that was a really nice week to kind of go out and play with the world's best, and obviously being British in front of the home fans is awesome.
Yeah, wonderful experience playing an Open Championship, obviously coming up next month. Now Canter went at this pin on the par 5 in 2, missed it to the right. Yeah, standard chip there up the hill. Should be a birdie 4 for him.
Now with Campbell in the horrors and most of the other players breathing down Joy's neck, either finished or nearly finished, he could really take a big step towards the title here.
That's a great effort. Giving himself chances and not leaving himself too much work when they miss. That's the key for him now.
Following that nifty little chip up the hill, Canter. Nicely done. Yep, good birdie. Nice, articulate young man. Nice to listen to what he had to tell us.
Yeah, he speaks very well. Good attitude. Now Campbell. This for a double bogey 6. Limit the damage. Yeah, very good up and down in the end.
It's the shortest par 4 on the course, but it's knocked a massive dent in the hopes of Ryan Campbell. In fact, it's taken him off that leaderboard altogether. The players at 12 under all still have a chance, but with Joy looking very solid, they all need a really strong finish if they're to have any chance of pulling it off.
We're on the 11th tee. Ali, a 491-yard par 5, not long by modern standards, but the players can bring it to its knees even more by cutting the corner off the tee. Just how far right can they aim?
Yeah, that's right. You can. The bigger hitters will look to aim to the right of the tallest tree there, get out over the corner onto the fairway, leave themselves a 6 or a 7 iron in. Little bit of wind into today, so the longer hitters will be okay, but the shorter hitters will have to have a real think about whether they can make the carry. The fairway and the green all run down towards the right-hand side, so you're looking at a pretty tough shot if you don't quite cut enough of the corner off.
Yeah, a lot of trust required. You pick your line here, hitting it over the trees, seeing nothing after that. And this man should know the hole very well. Looks like he's taken it way right. He has indeed.
Yeah, how did you used to feel, Scott? I always thought that when you had a tree to aim at or something like that, it was almost a little bit easier than having the whole fairway.
Yeah, I think it's horses for courses. Suits my shape, that hole, with a little left to right. But still, a blind shot, as we see that one trying to sneak up onto the edge of the green.
Yeah, it's Will Enifer, rounds of 65 and 67. Started today with 10 pars in a row, but he's just coming off his first birdie at the 11th.
Laurie Canter from position A again. That's a great looking shot in there. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful chance he's set up.
He's had 70 starts on the European Tour over the years, and he's made the cut in almost half of them, so a player to be taken very seriously.
Yeah, most definitely. As we see Campbell slightly out of position on 11, trying to thread something around the trees. And what a shot that is.
It's position A1 for Joy on the par 5 11th. It does not get any prettier for a second shot into a par 5 than this. Just 172 yards. That pin is tucked over on the right. One thing to his advantage though, the ball is slightly below his feet. He can aim at the centre of the green, and if it just bleeds away from it towards that flag, then so much the better.
Yeah, it's prime position. You've seen Campbell knock it in there close with an eagle chance. He'll be looking for the same. And these two holes here, these two par 5s, could be pivotal in this tournament. Well, he's down the flag, just half a club short perhaps.
Back to Will Enifer. 12th hole, his third shot. Just as you can see off the edge of the green, plenty of green to work with. But he won't be best pleased with that.
No, a little bit too much check on that when it needed to run. Now you can see what Joy's got here. Actually got to come up from a little hollow. Not too much green to work with. Yeah, wonderful touch.
Surely he'll make that to make it a birdie on the 11th in every round.
Now Enifer, this for his birdie at the 12th. Canter's in there close for eagle. Yeah, great roll. Good up and down in the end.
Back-to-back birdies for Enifer after none at all in the first 10.
Yeah, he would have been feeling very much out of it without any birdies in the first 10. Now Campbell, eagle try after a wonderful approach.
What a response this would be. Can he get back both of the shots he dropped at the previous hole? Well, he knew straight away he wasn't going to do that.
No, he was up and out of that one quickly. Just giving it a little bit too much break. This one for birdie though.
Still not a bad response to what happened at the previous hole. Now 4 players have eagled the 12th already today. Canter would love to be number 5.
See, just looks as though he's aiming it at the right lip. Read beautifully, bottom of the cup. Great 3.
Yeah, a lot of local support as well for this young man.
So he leapfrogs Dobson into second place. He's 2 behind, but surely not for very long.
Joy with this 18-incher for his birdie. Extends the lead again.
Neil Fenwick had a horror show in the front 9, went out in 40, but he started for home with birdies at the 10th, the 11th, and now the 12th. And before he started today, Kit caught up with him.
I've come out onto the range to catch up with Neil Fenwick, and we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of a good warm-up. Neil, it's something that a lot of amateurs often don't do properly, but how vital is it to warm up before a round?
Oh, it's exceptionally vital because, you know, you think if you come here stiff, you know, you need to loosen up for your body to move in the right way. I don't like to hit too many balls in a warm-up. As I say, it's not you don't want it to turn into a practice session. In the first few shots, I probably don't even care where the ball goes. I just try to see how my body's moving and make sure that that moves correctly for me. And then after that, I'll try and gauge the flight. So if I feel like they're quite high, I'll try and bring it down and make sure. And if I'm fading it too much, I'll try and neutralise it back to straight.
Well, that is a beautiful ball flight. The long game is obviously on point, so let's head over to the stunning short game area and find that last piece of the puzzle.
I'm just looking really to pick a couple of shots, just chips, just get a feel, just really try and dial your touch in, how the ball's running out, just pick some landing spots and get a feel for the strike of the wedges, that's all really.
So there you go, the importance of a good warm-up on the range, coming to the short game area to find your touch, so you can head to the first tee with the confidence to play your best golf.
Laurie Canter has made a big move with his eagle at the 12th, but he's still got 3 shots to make up on Luke Joy in the Diamond X Open. Welcome back to the final round of the Diamond X Open at Cumberwell Park, where Luke Joy is very much in control, but the very experienced Laurie Canter is still close enough to give him something to think about. With 7 to play, Joy is 17 under par. Canter's eagle at the 12th has kept him right in it at 14 under, while Conor O'Neill has just had his 7th birdie of the day to go 13 under with 1 hole left.
Take a look at this 12th hole, par 5, 542 yards, driving down to the corner here, about 300 yards off the tee. Will leave you a pretty straightforward 200-yard approach into this green, which is quite narrow at the front. 2 bunkers there, one either side to catch you out if you're a little bit wayward. A back pin where the green opens out gives you plenty of chances for eagle if you can fire it all the way to the back.
And exactly what Luke Joy's hoping to do, find the elbow of the dogleg on the centre of the fairway. Yes, just rolled onto that very first cut, but right on the corner, looking straight down at the green. Pretty good position.
Yeah, see what Campbell can do. It's an inviting tee shot. There is water down the left at just over 300 and a few trees down the right. You've got to be a little bit careful. But he has absolutely mashed that one. That's a phenomenal drive down there.
Now, if Conor O'Neill could squeeze out 1 more birdie and get to 14 under, you never know what might ensue. He'd need Joy to slip up, obviously, but coming towards the winning line, it's always a possibility.
That's a great shot. Bit of spin there, bringing it back. As we've said, it's a blind shot to the bottom of the hole, so not easy, even with a wedge. He's executed that one very well. You can see the sawn-off follow-through, Gary, where they just try and control it.
Yeah, just trying to control the speed of the club head, the amount of spin and everything. All very important to give yourself those birdie opportunities.
Canter on the 13th, coming off that eagle. This par 3, just around about 200 yards. And that's a bit of a misjudgment there. That is through the back. Enifert, he'll have seen that one. Want to put a few doubts in his mind.
looking for his third birdie in a row.
Yeah, no trouble there. Just didn't quite release for him.
Back to where we saw Luke Joy's tee shot. That's the ball lying nicely. Sound as though he's got a good contact. Staring it down. What's it going to do? Oh, it's going to kick in the bunker. That was a bit unlucky.
Yeah, a yard to the left, and that was working its way right up to the hole side. Campbell, after that phenomenal drive, prime position here to take on this flag. Steady on now, just about to run off that little slope at the back. Still pretty close though.
Just sort of things you can't legislate for though, Scott, aren't they? A bounce in the bunker, a little run off the back. As we see, a wonderful birdie to finish from Conor O'Neill.
Yeah, laid the foundations by going out in 31. Birdie finish means it's a 64, but the bogey on 15 could end up costing him.
It looks like a pretty straightforward bunker shot for Joy, and in many ways it is. It's a nice lie, plenty of green to work with, and that green initially sloping uphill. But it's downwind, and anything that goes long is likely to trickle off the back. Don't be surprised to see this one just pull up a little bit short.
Well, it is an awkward length bunker shot in some ways. A little chunk and run always works, rather than throwing it all the way back. Yeah, as Kit said, tiny bit short, very good effort though. That for a birdie 4.
We were talking about Canter's European Tour career. It was only the year before last he tied for 14th in the South African Open. That was the tournament where Graham Storm denied Rory McIlroy in a playoff.
And showing his class with a nice little touch there, leaving himself about 4 feet away.
Yeah, good shot from there. Misjudged from the tee shot, as we said. Now Campbell opting to chip this one from the fringe. This for an eagle 3. Taking the flag out. And burning the left edge. Great effort. That should be another birdie.
And before we see Will Enifer bid for his third birdie in a row, let's hear what he had to say earlier to Kit.
Now you've made the transition to a pro, you're a few years into it. Has it been easier or harder than you thought that would be after the early amateur success?
Oh, a lot harder, 100%. It's just a lot more mental than I thought it would be. As an amateur, you kind of looked after in the England setup, and out here as a pro, you're all on your own. You've got to work out what works best for you, and that's just been the biggest thing, is trying to be comfortable really in the situation. Playing for money, it's a new scenario, you're not used to that, and just adjusting to that has been difficult.
So here is the hat-trick attempt.
Yeah, this par 3, 13th. This one should be a little bit left to right down the hill. He gave it a good run. A little bit of work to do for the par now.
How long do you think it'll be before it doesn't seem strange to see players putting with the flag in like that?
Yeah, I still find it strange. More so on the short putts than the long ones, but I'm sure we'll get used to it. Now Joy. This for his birdie on 12 from the bunker. Superb. Great up and down that.
Yeah, he had that early wobble at the second, but since then looks to be absolutely thriving on the situation he's in. So he goes to 18 under. And that means Canter needs this to avoid falling 5 behind, but shouldn't be a problem for him.
Yeah, it was a very good recovery. Finishes it off with a tidy putt. Well done, Laurie.
Can Campbell secure his birdie from very short range? Indeed he can.
The damage of the 10th is effectively repaired in the next 2 holes. It's almost certainly too late for Campbell now to get back into serious contention to win this. Dobson now knows he definitely won't be winning it, as O'Neill overtakes his clubhouse target. So Joy's back-to-back birdies have put him in a very strong position as he boards the 13th tee.
So let's take a look at the par 3 13th, 205 yards. Fairly flat hole. These bunkers really for these players that are at the front here won't come into play, although it's a couple of hundred yards. And then that oval-shaped green sitting at a sort of 45-degree angle. It's all about getting the right club and just hitting a good straight shot.
Yeah, quite a sheltered tee here, Gary, with the wind. Can be a factor. Not too much of it today. And that one just on the fringe. Pretty much pin high, though.
Hennifer's only appearance so far this season was a missed cut in the opening tournament at Brockett Hall, so it's going to be his first check of the campaign today, and he's hoping it's a big one.
Yeah, could do with a strong finish, and that'll work. That is a tremendous shot. Very, very tight pin on 14 today. And that's almost a tap-in birdie.
Yeah, so Ryan Campbell coming off the back of his damage limitation birdies. What's he going to do for us this time? Yeah, nice shot.
Canter's only just off the fairway here, but his ball has really sat down and it's going to be significantly below his feet. That's going to make this approach shot really tricky. He's got 163 yards in. It's over a bunker to a pin on a top tier. He's really going to have to try and predict exactly how this is going to come out, but for me, looks like a flyer lie all day long.
Yeah, and those are very dangerous. It'd be interesting to see if Canter takes on this pin. He can play left of it. There's a little bowl from the left edge of the green, kicks the ball back on and would still be on that top tier with a birdie chance, but it's all about the flyer.
I mentioned his 14th place on the European Tour a couple of years back in South Africa. He was only 3 behind going into the weekend there in a tie for 5th before falling away just a bit as we see Colgate on 15.
Approach to this long par 4. Slim green, and that one, yeah, very good, just held on, not a lot of room there.
Very good. As we go to Luke Joy, putting from the fringe, down into a little hop as it came onto the green, but running pretty well.
Yeah, should be a par now, and nothing wrong with that on 13 at all. None of the contenders birdieing it today.
Canter. A good approach from a tricky spot, really. Wasn't a pin he could go at. Long range birdie attempt here. Just lacking in a little bit of pace to hold it on line. Should be a safe par for him, though.
Following on from his very nice tee shot at the par 3. Dead on line and running well, but as you can see, he's left himself a little bit of work to do. Bit curate's egg, Mr. Campbell.
Hennifer played a tremendous shot in here. Short one for his birdie 3. Very well done.
3 birdies in the last 4 now for him.
Are you able to tell me the scores?
Yeah, if you want to know.
What is Luke?
Laurie, you're 4 back. Luke's 18 under, you're 14 under. How do you feel at this stage?
Well, that's a long way back there. With 4 holes to go. I've probably just got to, well, I'm going to need some help from Luke, I think, if I'm going to win, and we'll get anywhere near him, really. Just obviously didn't get off to a very good start with the double on 2. We've kind of battled back quite nicely, but I think, yeah, I'm finish as well as I can, but at the moment that's he's looking fairly good there, I'd say.
Campbell now. This 4-footer for his par on 13. Yeah, very good. Solid stroke.
Colgate has missed the cut in both of his previous events this season, so looking to make the most of this situation, get himself up that order of merit.
Yeah, 15th, probably the toughest hole coming in. Par's good. Gave himself an outside chance there for birdie. That would have been a real bonus. Now Joy. Very good long range putt from the fringe. And a good 3-footer there for his par as well.
We have a new ball, guys, right?
Conor O'Neill in then with a fine 64, but 14 under looks unlikely to be enough. So Canter still needs to improve from that position and hope Joy falters towards the finish. Jamie Dick has completed a 65, which is poised to earn him a place in the top 10. Still much to be done for Luke Joy, but with 5 to play, it looks like being his to lose as he chases the win at Cumberwell Park. It's the final round of the Diamond X Open at Cumberwell Park, the 4th event on the 2019 PGA EuroPro Tour, and Luke Joy is closing in on victory. At 18 under, he's 4 clear of Conor O'Neill, who can do nothing more about it, and Laurie Canter, who can impact the situation. Will Enifer has got some momentum going, but probably has too much ground to make up. One mistake from Joy, though, could open things up a bit.
Yeah, there's much to play for in these closing holes. Tightly packed behind Joy. Tees off in this 14th, just an iron, 383-yard hole. Just trying to find position. And that one has nestled down a little bit.
At 482 yards, the 15th is the longest par 4 on the course. Just how important is it to get your tee shot in the fairway here, Ali?
Yeah, we've definitely got the toughest par 4 on the course here, Kit. So dogleg slightly left to right, prevailing wind off the right, which makes the tee shot tougher. You want to be aiming at the right-hand side of that right-hand bunker there. You're still going to have a mid to long iron into the green there, so it's still important to get it on the fairway.
Great stuff. That green is challenging as well, so let's head up there and see what the players will face when they get on the putting surface. There's a false front on this 15th green and it slopes off in all directions. What's going to happen to your ball if you don't find the heart of the green here, Ali?
I mean, you're coming in with a mid to long iron, Kit, so it's going to be a tough shot. So anything slightly right at the pin and it's going to look like filtering down into the bunker. So as you can see.
Yeah, you can see anything into the right half of the green there. No way of keeping it on the putting surface. If you do wind up in this bunker, how difficult is it going to be to save your par?
I mean, you've got a really tough bunker shot. You're down below the level of the green. You've not got a lot of green to work with. So it's going to test the player's skills.
Coming down the stretch, you would take your par 4 on this 15th hole all day long.
Here's a man who will be looking for better than a par. Canter, important tee shot this one. He can get it out there. He can get the right line on this. May leave himself a slightly shorter shot in. That's a great tee shot.
Joy still hasn't dropped a shot since the second, been so solid since then.
This is a bit awkward though, nestled down in the ground. From the sound, he got a good enough contact on it. Indeed he did. Yeah, pretty good, but you can see quite a few humps and hollows on that green to be negotiated in a minute.
Yeah, it was an awkward lie. He played the safe shot just right at the bunker that you can see in front of the pin. And Campbell, better lie. Probably taking the aerial route, more direct at the flag. Just going to catch that slope and wander away. Wasn't far from being pretty good.
Speaking as we were of Canter's European Tour exploits, as recently as last September, he had a closing 65 for a top 20 finish in the long-established European Masters at Cron-sur-Chiere.
Yeah, he knows how to go low. And he's probably going to be slightly disappointed with that result from where he was. You can see he didn't have a lot of club in there, and he had a great view down the flag.
Now, Joy, putting back up over this rise. Looks to have done a very good job. I think he'll be pleased to have another par under his belt.
Yeah, that's 2 long putts in a row that he's judged the pace. Good sign that his nerves are intact. Colgate to the right of 17. Very aggressive shot there. Perhaps sat down a bit in the rough.
Still giving himself a chance of a birdie. We could be seeing a Colgate smile. Now Enifer for 4 birdies in 5.
Yeah, this is a good attempt from here. Well, 2 more rolls. It was a great approach shot to get to there. He'll feel like that's a chance missed. And Campbell up the hill as well at 14. Slow putt this, very slow. And that's caught him out.
Anything right of the flag here is a risk on 15, but Canter has got his rewards for being aggressive. It's an uphill putt, quite slow. It's going to come just from the left edge, but if this one drops, it's going to make things really interesting over the final few holes.
Yeah, making this one, Canter would know the final 3 are definitely birdie chances. So this is a huge putt. Needs to be positive up the hill. Well, he was. It was a very good attempt. It just didn't move off that left side for him. Halfway to the hole, he would have fancied that one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely he would. As we go back to Jack Colgate, who had to dig his ball out from the right-hand side there, putting back across the green very effectively. What was that about a Colgate smile?
Well, let's see if we can spot it now. Well, maybe a touch of it there. Still hasn't dropped a shot all day, in fact, and that was a big move in what's starting to look like a race for second. Can't realistically be runner-up on his own, but a birdie at the last would see Colgate join O'Neill on 14 under. Hugo Dobson seeing his payday diminishing as the day goes on.
Back on the 15th, Joy. This tough hole can be made easy with a great tee shot, as we've seen. Good looking swing from Joy there. Yeah, that's a beauty. He's just going to run perhaps into the edge of the semi-rough, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Joy did bogey that hole in yesterday's 66, so things can still happen here.
As we scoot forward to Willennifer on this very attractive par 3. It really is a lovely view down from the green with the water behind. And his heart will be in his mouth a little bit there, but I think the grass is long enough to hold it up, which it is.
Yeah, from that tee, it doesn't look like there's any room if you drift off the left edge of that green. Looks like you are guaranteed to be in the water, but there is a couple of yards.
Share of third at Mannings Heath was the best of Ennifer's 4 top 10s last season on the EuroPro. As we return to the leader on 15.
Yeah, and Joy doesn't need to do any flag hunting coming in now. He just needs to find the greens. He's putting beautifully on that one. Well, it might be on the green. It's going to be a tester though. Another long range putt for him.
3 birdies to finish for Canter, and who knows?
Yeah, the dream could still be alive. This is a fairly tight pin on the left. He's got to be brave and go straight at it in his position, which he has. Wonderful shot. Just about 12 feet for another birdie.
Campbell played 14 events last season, only 1 top 10 finish, but he's on course for his 2nd top 10 already this season.
Yes, he's certainly grown as a player over this last year or so. He's getting the most out of his game, and that's a cracking shot.
Now Colgate coming off that long-range birdie putt he made on 17. It's the approach up the hill to 18. Can he find one more birdie? Needs some spin. Come on.
And he will have that for a bogey-free 66.
This is an absolutely pivotal moment in this final round. Just behind me, Laurie Canter on the par 3 16th hole. He's knocked his tee shot into about 8 feet, really brave. He went chasing that pin over on the left-hand side, so he's got a putt for birdie. If you follow me round now, on the 15th green, just behind me, a really tough, long par 4. You can see where the flag is, and right down the front there, you can probably barely see it. That is the ball of our leader, Luke Joy. That is 3-putt country all day long. A 2-shot swing here, and this tournament is still very much alive.
Yeah, it could all swing in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Now, Ennifer finished just off the left side of this 16th. It's actually a straightforward chip from here. And if he's confident, he'd have been fancying making that. And that's a little bit too bold.
Yeah, hasn't dropped a shot all day, but a bit of work to be done if he's to keep that statistic intact.
Well, with this mammoth putt now coming up the green, all he'll be thinking of is, let me just roll this up so tidy by the whole side. Can I get it within a couple of feet? He's got a good line, but he's got quite a little bit still to do on that one.
Now, we saw Neil Fenwick of Dunbar earlier, a wretched front line of 40, but 4 birdies since then.
Come on, come on.
Make that 5.
Well done, mate. Thank you.
Been a runner-up 3 times on the EuroPro, 2 of them in playoffs.
Campbell now, 15. Very good approach. Coming from the other side of the hole. Can he make a birdie here? This will be a big bonus. Yeah, great putt. Well done.
Yeah, great effort. It's only the 5th birdie we've seen on 15 all day.
Yeah, it really is a tough hole, especially towards the end of the round. Now Canter needs this one. Just going to come a fraction from his left. You can hear that local support getting louder. He's keeping the pressure on Joy, that's for sure.
Allen had an eagle 2 at this 17th in the first round. Fairly quiet final round for him, just 1 under for the day.
Flipped that one out very nicely. Ran right across the face of the hole.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Johnny Morgan and this is Lawrence Allen. Now Lawrence, nice to have you, my friend. Top man, buddy. Now, what do you think of Bath? What a beautiful place, eh?
It's a beautiful place. It's a good golf course, beautiful city, and we're very lucky to come visit.
Let's go back to, you know, where you started, man, up in Bonnie, Scotland. You know, how old were you when you first picked up a golf club?
I think we blame my mum. She bought me a plastic set, and then when I was about 10 or 11, my dad got an old set cut down for me.
Yeah.
And that was me up and running.
Mate, and when did you decide that this is what I want to do?
Around about when I was 16, 17.
Yeah.
I played football when I was younger, and I had to make a decision. I chose golf over football.
Yeah.
And that was when I decided this is the path I want to go down. What's
changed in your game from previous years? Because you started in 2017 here on the PGA EuroPro Tour. It's now 2019.
There's definitely been a lot of lows, a lot of missed cuts, unfortunately. But days like today, that's why we practice.
Yeah.
You know, you want to go out, you want to play well, everything just clicked. And you can't be scared to go low out here. You have to, when you're playing well, you have to shoot a good score.
Had a closing 78, which dragged him into a share of 56th at Brocket Hall, and he'd missed both cuts since then, before this week. But going along nicely, and now 11 under.
Yeah, good up and down from the front bunker. It was almost an eagle 2. And there, Colgate 13 under. This to finish 14 under, and with a tightly packed leaderboard. Quite a few pounds and points on the order of merit at stake. But he's dribbled that one down. It wasn't an easy putt.
Needed that to have a chance of sharing 2nd place.
Luke Joy now after that slightly short first putt. Just needs to keep this inside the hole. Yeah, actually it swung quite a long way, didn't it, Scott? More than I was expecting that to swing.
Yeah, not easy. Difficult green. Looks pretty flat, but it isn't.
As we see Colgate tidying up here. 2 birdies on the way out, 2 more coming home. It's a round of 67. Not a dropped shot on the card. Nice and clean for Colgate.
How you doing, all right?
No drop shots either for Ennifer, perhaps until now.
Yeah, late bogeys, never good. Needs a solid putt here. Just a little bit firm through the break. That will be at least 1 drop shot.
Well, just to tidy this up, it is a shot gone, but he has got that bit of a cushion.
Yeah, he was in a good position there on the tee. 4 ahead, could afford a bogey just about.
Bogey's 15 for the 2nd day in a row, and with Canter making a crucial 2 at the 16th, the gap has been cut from a comfortable 4 to a nervy 2, and not beyond the realms of possibility that Campbell could still have a say in this if he pulls out a really big finish.
Campbell hit some good shots the last couple of holes. Needs to keep in the zone. And that is a long, long way from the flag.
It's a different swing, isn't it, Scott? Much earlier wrist break, you know, rather than the big body turn. It's a bit more old-fashioned hands and arms player, Campbell.
It is, but it's been very effective for him at times. As you say, he's matured as a player. Now Canter. This is third shot. Well, it's all going a bit wrong.
Test of character now for Joy. He was moving along so serenely. Now he's had a bit of a setback. How will he respond?
He really should be looking 15 feet right of this flag. Just trying to get it pin high. Yeah, there you go. Very, very professional shot. He wasn't getting suckered into that left flag and all the trouble that it could bring. Kept his rhythm and balance.
Last shot of the day and of the week for Alan. He never really got it going the way he needed to today, but only one dropped shot, and the late birdie could end up making a difference of 6 or 7 places for the man from Alva Golf Club.
Well, back on 16, we've got Campbell with this long birdie putt. Looking just to roll this one up hole side. Be a bonus if it drops. Wow, he steamrolled that one.
I think that sound he made there afterwards did all the commentary for us there, told us everything we needed to know.
It did, and Laurie Canter's certainly having his adventures here. In trouble off the tee, had to drop, chipped it over the green, and we're still not on the green. He's in the process of handing this, and he hope of this title to Joy.
Yeah, that's an absolute disaster for him there. Joy just needs to be focused on his own work.
Well, one hand on the trophy if this goes in, considering what's happening to Canter at the next hole.
Keep going. Oh, he had the line. Perhaps a tiny bit tentative, but he doesn't want to put any undue pressure on himself with 4 and 5 footers coming back. Now Canter from the fringe. This for bogey. Wow, he's given it a good run, but that is a total disaster on this short 17th.
Well, it's his second double of the day, and with scoring like this, it's almost impossible to have any chance of getting away with a statistic like that.
Campbell now needs this one. Come on. Yeah, well done. A good save in the end.
Big moment in the race for second. He wasn't thrown off course at all by the horrors he went through at the 10th.
And if for now for par. Little tickler right to left, well done.
Joy's had quite a few second places, a lot of near misses in his career. Sometimes it's out of your control, but today it all looks to be in his hands as he leads on 17 under with 2 to play. 3 ahead of O'Neill in second and 4 clear of everyone else still on the course. If they are playing for second now, though, still as many as 6 players who could claim a share of it. The trophy is in sight for Luke Joy, but could one final twist open the door for someone else? The finish is next. Welcome back to the climax of the Diamond X Open, where Luke Joy is closing in on a first EuroPro Tour win as he tees off on 17 at Cumberwell Park. Laurie Canter's double bogey 6 on the 17th looks to have taken him out of contention just when he seemed to be getting right back into it. Even if Joy was to falter with the winning line in sight, it might not be enough for Canter, but Ryan Campbell still has 2 to play, so a birdie-birdie finish might just give him a shout.
Canter now off the back of that double bogey. Tee shot on 18. He'll be looking just to try and pull one back, get himself back up that leaderboard a little bit. Huge disappointment, I'm sure. And he looks like he's bailed that one into one of the right bunkers. Perhaps the deflation from that double on 17.
Yeah, I guess you know your race is run as we look at Ryan Campbell's tee shot on 17. He looks as though he's having a big blast at the green. Give it a big rip. I think he's in the front bunker.
Enifer just couldn't get anything happening early on, but an improved back nine means his first check of the season should be a good one.
Awkward approach here. Ball well above his feet, bringing it into that right flag. And yeah, middle of the green. Not a bad effort. Now Canter, probably a little bit easier coming out the trap than the rough. But ball still above his feet. Ball's going to be moving in from right to left. A lot of spin on that one, back down off the front of the green. Disappointment again for Canter.
And even claiming a share of second place now looks to be all but gone. Back on 17, this is where the leader has driven it to.
Sensible play, put it in the middle of the fairway. Still have a chance of a birdie with a decent pitch in. Oh, too much spin on. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, still a few nerves in that one, perhaps. Not quite being bold enough to get it back to that flag. Now Canter spun back just off the front of this 18th. Long pitch up. Yeah, well played. That's a save par.
Campbell's tee shot, as we saw, did find the bunker. Flips it up very nicely. Yep, 5 feet right behind the pin.
Enifer now from the centre of this 18th green. Still slightly uphill from this angle. Can afford to give it a good run. This for birdie. That's a weak one.
Yeah, but he'll have that short one to have all 3 rounds in the 60s.
Which is never a bad thing. Now Joy spun back far enough. You can't get the putter on it. Little chip and run. He's just got under that one a little bit. Well, the nerves are jangling a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, they certainly are as we watch Enifer for another round in the 60s, as Michael tells us. Wasn't very pretty.
No, 10 pars in a row was a very solid start, but when you're chasing, it wasn't a day for just being solid. Got a few birdies going on the back nine, but 2 bogeys in the last 3 is a horrible way to finish for Enifer.
Yeah, you really feel like there are opportunities right to the end of the round on this course. Campbell looking for this one. Decent bunker shot. This for birdie. Yeah. And with Joy, with work to do, he's putting the pressure on him again.
Canter after that very nice chip up just inside the right lip and saves his par.
2 shots gone at the second, 2 more on 17, all very good in between, especially the eagle on 12, but second behind Jordan Smith at Chart Hills in 2015 will remain Canter's highest EuroPro finish.
Yeah, disappointment at the end. Now Joy left himself this one, just about 7 or 8 feet for par. Very good, gets enough of the hole.
It may all come down to this, the par 4 18th. It is a birdie opportunity, but there is plenty of risk off the tee as well. Ali, what are the 2 options you face as you stand on the tee box?
I think the majority of players will hit driver off this tee, but with the bunkers down the right-hand side and the out of bounds up the left, I think a few guys will potentially hit 2-iron or 3-wood to play it safe. But with the driver, if you're aggressive, you can leave yourself a short shot into the green and a real birdie chance.
If you're going for the trophy, surely you've got to be aggressive. Let's go and take a look at what kind of second shot a driver off the tee will leave you. You've let the big dog eat off the tee. You've now got just 100 yards in, Ali. What do the players have to be wary of for this slightly uphill approach shot?
Well, there's a slight upslope at the front of the green there, and with a little bit of wind into your face, you've just got to be careful not to leave it short because it will potentially spin back off the front of the green.
Typically on the final day as well, that pin is going to be tucked right over on the right-hand side, just over that bunker. How difficult is it to knock one in close to that position?
And you want to try and get your tee shot down the left-hand side to give yourself a good angle to a right-hand side pin. And again, you want to be flying it all the way to the pin because the greens are soft and they're receptive.
Ali's knocked one in stiff, but can our leaders follow suit and set up a potentially winning birdie on the 18th hole here at Cumberwell Park?
Yeah, if Joy had missed that putt, Campbell would definitely have gone to 18 feeling he could still win. So it was a massive moment for Joy to make that one on the 17th.
Yeah, one final tee shot to avoid danger down the left and a potential out of bounds. And he's kept that well up the right side. In the semi-rough, there was no chance of that one going left in his mind. Perhaps a little surprised with the wood. Thought he might have fancied a long iron. Just find the middle of the fairway. Approach shot well above his feet here.
Yes, it's not quite what you'd want if you were tied for the lead, but it is very sensible. Pin high, always going to feed across the green. But a job being done very well.
Yeah, and it's effectively done now. That was the last slight possibility of anything going badly wrong. Luke Joy, I think we can safely say now, is going to be walking off with the spoils. Ryan Campbell clearly not going to win, but the way he's responded to what happened at the 10th really bodes well for him. Great show of character, didn't throw him off his stride at all.
Yeah, he fought back really well, kept his composure. Big drive up 18, just a flick in there, another birdie chance for him. Be a great way to seal his week. Nice to see so many members out, visitors watching this great golf. And here is our champion-to-be. Long-range birdie putt, very slow from this side as we've seen. Get it up there, Luke. Another tester to finish off.
Giving himself a bit of drama.
Yeah, create the drama if there isn't any. Well, Campbell, come on now. Slightly from his left. Yeah, wonderful, well done.
Out in 34, double bogey on 10, all but ended his chances of winning, really, but 5 birdies in the last 8 saw him round in 67, and Campbell finishes second on his own. And now it's all down to one man.
He'll want to finish by knocking this one in, which he certainly does. Well done, Luke Joy.
It's the joy of victory for Luke, as he shines brightest in the Diamond X Open. Put an early setback behind him to birdie 5 of the next 9 and take a firm grip on things, and although he played the last 6 in 1 over, none of his rivals could finish well enough to catch Joy. He is the champion.
That was really good. I really enjoyed that. It was, I didn't play my best golf to start with, and then sort of just really got the irons down and sort of gave myself nice some chances and stuff like that, and then apart from a little 3-putt in the middle of the back 9, I thought, yeah, it went really well. It was nice to look at the leaderboard finally on 17 and know that I had a reasonable cushion for that walk up 18. So.
And how special was it to do it with your dad watching?
Amazing. Like he hasn't watched me play for since probably Dubai a few years ago. So it's been nice to have the old boy out here. And there was going to be a chance that he was going to caddy, but I sort of said, do you mind if you just have a wander around? And he's like, I'm not taking any offence to that at all. So it's obviously worked out quite well.
Joy was joint leader on day 1 and out on his own after rounds 2 and 3. 62, 66 and 68 all adds up to a 2-shot win over Campbell, whose birdie finish hauled him into sole possession of second. Canter pushed Joy hardest, but in the end had to settle for a share of 4th. Joy is the third English winner. From the first 4 tournaments of the 2019 season, he isn't a EuroPro Tour member though, so despite the win, he doesn't feature on the order of merit. Michael Lundberg and David Dixon, the last 2 winners, both missed the cut, while Brocket Hole champion Todd Clements didn't play. But they still occupy the top 3 places. Campbell and O'Neill both finished in the top 4 for the second time this season, so they're well placed for those Challenge Tour cards.